From childhood, we've all been told stories about ghosts, spirits, and other supernatural beings, but the actual question is, are ghosts real? Do haunted houses really exist? Well, for many, the answer is undeniably yes. While some folks may argue otherwise, there are countless eerie images, unsettling videos, and terrifying encounters that suggest there's more to the paranormal than meets the eye. And when it comes to haunted houses, some are so terrifying that people wouldn't dare step foot inside. So, which of these infamous spirit-infested homes takes the crown for being the scariest? Let's find out. These are the 15 most haunted houses on Earth. Number 1. The haunting of LaLaurie Mansion, located in New Orleans, Louisiana. The LaLaurie Mansion is infamous for its disturbing history of torture and abuse. Madame Delphine LaLaurie, the house's owner, is rumored to have subjected her slaves to horrific treatments. After a fire broke out in 1834, rescuers uncovered the bodies of mutilated slaves, revealing the extent of the cruelty. Since then, the mansion has been known as one of the most haunted locations in the world. Paranormal activity, including ghostly moans, footsteps, and cold spots, is often reported by visitors. The building's eerie presence, combined with its gruesome past, creates an atmosphere of unease, making it one of the most chilling homes in American history. Visitors claim to feel an overwhelming negative energy that seems to seep into the very walls of the mansion. The house's legend continues to grow, with many believing the spirits of the tormented souls still haunt the site to this day. Number 2. The Villisca Axe Murder House. The Villisca Axe Murder House in Iowa is notorious for the brutal 1912 murders of the Moore family and 2 visiting children. The crime remains unsolved, adding to the home's eerie reputation. The victims were all found asleep in their beds, bludgeoned with an axe. Despite years of investigation, the killer was never identified, and the house became the focal point of numerous paranormal investigations. Visitors often report unsettling experiences, including hearing footsteps, eerie sounds, and feeling a sudden drop in temperature. The spirits of the victims are believed to linger in the house, unable to find peace. The Villisca Axe Murder House has gained attention through documentaries and ghost hunting shows, solidifying its place as one of the most chilling and haunted houses in the United States. The lingering mystery and tragic history make this home a haunting destination for those seeking to uncover its dark past. Number 3. Monte Cristo Homestead. In New South Wales, Australia, the Monte Cristo homestead is known for its long history of tragedy, making it one of the most haunted properties in the country. The house was built in the 1800s and was the site of numerous untimely deaths. Among the most notable stories is the death of a maid who fell to her death from the balcony, as well as a stable boy who died in a fire. The ghost of Harold, a mentally disabled man who was confined to the caretaker's cottage for years, is also said to haunt the grounds. Visitors report seeing a woman in period clothing walking the veranda, while others claim to hear chains rattling in the distance, believed to be the spirit of Harold. The tragic past and disturbing deaths continue to fuel the ghostly tales that surround this property, making it a must-see for paranormal enthusiasts. Number 4. Rose Hall, the White Witch of Jamaica. Located in Jamaica, Rose Hall is a grand 3-story mansion with a dark and bloody history. It was once the home of Annie Palmer, known as the White Witch, who reportedly practiced voodoo and was responsible for the deaths of her husbands and several slaves. The mansion, built in the late 1700s, was named for the countless tragedies that took place within its walls. Today, it is said to be haunted by the spirit of Annie Palmer, whose ghost still roams the grounds. Visitors claim to feel an oppressive atmosphere and hear strange noises, with some even reporting encounters with Annie's apparition. The mansion's eerie presence and its connection to gruesome acts of violence have cemented its reputation as one of the most haunted locations in the Caribbean. Rose Hall continues to draw tourists who are fascinated by its supernatural lore and ghostly encounters. Number 5. The White House. The White House in Washington, D.C. is not only the most famous political residence in the world, but it is also believed to be one of the most haunted houses in America. Numerous reports of paranormal activity have come from White House staff, including strange noises, ghostly apparitions, and eerie sounds. The ghosts of former presidents, including Abraham Lincoln, are said to haunt the halls. The most famous encounter occurred when President Theodore Roosevelt's wife claimed to have heard strange knocks and whispers late at night. Even modern occupants, like President Truman and President Obama, have described strange occurrences. The White House's long and turbulent history, filled with political upheavals and tragic events, seems to have left behind lingering spirits. Despite its modern function as the heart of U.S. politics, the White House continues to be a place of intrigue for those fascinated by the paranormal. Number 6. Dean House. Located in Calgary, Canada, the Dean House has gained a reputation as one of the country's most haunted locations due to its dark history of death and tragedy. The house was home to Richard Burton Dean, the superintendent of the Royal Northwest Mounted Police, and became the site of several gruesome and unverified deaths. Among the tragedies were suicides, including a child found dead in a cupboard and a woman who jumped from a second-story window. The ghostly phenomena reported by visitors include strange noises, footsteps, and the smell of tobacco. Visitors also claim to hear children's laughter and see furniture moving on its own. The eerie atmosphere surrounding the house, coupled with its tragic past, makes it a chilling place to visit. The house's dark history and unexplained occurrences continue to fuel its reputation as one of Canada's most haunted sites. Number 7. Hermitage Castle. In Liddesdale, Scotland, Hermitage Castle is a grim fortress with a history of violent deaths and paranormal activity. The castle, built around 1300, is said to be haunted by two main spirits, Sir Alexander Ramsay and Bad Lord Soulis. Ramsay was imprisoned and starved to death in the castle's dungeon, while Lord Soulis met a gruesome end when the townspeople boiled him in a cauldron for practicing dark magic and murdering children. The castle's oppressive atmosphere is heightened by the lingering spirits of these men, and visitors often report hearing the sounds of footsteps, whispers, and other unexplainable noises. The castle's dark history and remote location add to its haunting reputation, making it a favorite destination for paranormal enthusiasts. Hermitage Castle's eerie presence and the tragic tales tied to its past make it one of the most haunted locations in Scotland. Number 8. Amityville Horror House. The Amityville Horror House in New York is infamous for its violent history and the haunting that followed the DeFeo family murders in 1974. Ronald DeFeo Jr. murdered his parents and 4 siblings in their sleep, and while he was convicted of the crime, he claimed that the murders were committed under the influence of a demonic presence. After the killings, the Lutz family moved into the house and reported disturbing paranormal activity, including disembodied voices, flying objects, and a demonic presence that terrified them into fleeing the house after just 28 days. Despite skepticism, the haunting has been extensively documented, leading to numerous books, films, and investigations into the events. The Amityville Horror House remains one of the most controversial and widely discussed haunted locations in the world, with many continuing to debate the authenticity of the claims. Number 9. Blickling Hall. Blickling Hall in Norfolk, England, is a historic estate that is rumored to be haunted by the ghost of Anne Boleyn, the second wife of King Henry VIII and the mother of Queen Elizabeth I. According to legend, Anne's spirit haunts the halls dressed in white, carrying her severed head. Her spectral coach is said to be drawn by headless horses and attended by headless horsemen. Other ghostly figures, including Anne's father, Sir Thomas Boleyn, are also said to wander the estate, carrying their severed heads. Visitors have reported strange noises, including unexplained footsteps, whispers, and cold spots, particularly in the library. Blickling Hall's rich history, including its connections to the Boleyn family, has contributed to its haunted reputation, making it a popular location for those interested in both history and the supernatural. Its eerie atmosphere continues to fascinate visitors and paranormal enthusiasts alike. Number 10. 50 Berkeley Square. 50 Berkeley Square in London is often cited as the most haunted house in the city. Built in the early 1700s, the house has had several notorious residents, including MP George Canning and the mysterious Mr. Myers. The house's most chilling reputation, however, comes from its attic, where it is said that a young girl's ghost haunts the space after taking her own life. Her tragic death, allegedly caused by severe abuse from her uncle, is said to contribute to the eerie occurrences that visitors report. These include strange noises, footsteps, and sightings of apparitions, particularly in the attic. The house is also linked to mysterious deaths, with 2 individuals reportedly dying under unexplained circumstances while staying there. Today, the house is a popular site for ghost tours, drawing those interested in its paranormal activity and its dark history. It remains a central figure in London's haunted lore. Number 11. Leith Hall. Leith Hall in Kennethmont, Scotland, is known for its haunted past, which includes ghostly apparitions and mysterious sounds. Built in the 17th century, the castle served as a residence for centuries before becoming a historic site. During World War I, the castle was used as a hospital for wounded soldiers. The suffering of these soldiers, combined with the castle's long history, has led to its reputation as a haunted site. The ghosts of soldiers, including one with a white bandage wrapped around his head, are said to haunt the castle, along with other spectral figures. Visitors have reported hearing footsteps, disembodied laughter, and children's voices echoing through the halls. Some have even experienced sudden temperature drops and the sensation of being touched by unseen hands. Leith Hall's connection to both war and personal tragedies makes it a fascinating site for those interested in Scotland's haunted heritage. Number 12. Whaley House. The Whaley House in San Diego, California, is considered one of the most haunted homes in the United States. Built on the site of a former gallows, where notorious criminal Yankee Jim Robinson was hanged in 1852, the house has a long history of paranormal activity. After Thomas Whaley purchased the land, his family moved into the house, only to experience a series of tragic events, including the death of their young son and a devastating fire. Over the years, the house has been the site of unexplained occurrences, including footsteps, voices, and flickering lights. Visitors have reported sightings of ghostly apparitions, and the house has been investigated by paranormal teams. Today, the Whaley House is a museum and a popular destination for those interested in its haunted history, continuing to captivate those who seek a glimpse into its ghostly past. Number 13. Faces of Belmez. The Faces of Belmez refers to a bizarre phenomenon in a cottage in Belmez, Spain, where strange faces began to appear on the kitchen floor in 1971. Maria Gomez Pereira, the resident of the house, first discovered the eerie image of a face on the floor, and as she investigated further, additional faces began to emerge. Some believed that the faces represented spirits trapped within the walls of the house, while others suggested they were caused by environmental factors or chemical reactions. The mystery attracted local attention, and the Spanish government conducted an investigation, but no conclusive evidence was found. Despite this, the Faces of Belmez continue to draw paranormal investigators and curious visitors who are fascinated by the unexplained phenomenon. The cottage remains a local landmark, with the faces still appearing on the floor, adding to the enduring mystery of the site. Number 14. Abbey of Carta. The Abbey of Carta, located in Romania, is a centuries-old monastery that has earned a reputation as one of the most haunted sites in Europe. Dating back to the 15th century, the monastery was once a center of religious life, but fell into disuse during the 19th century. Since then, reports of paranormal activity have surfaced, with visitors claiming to hear chanting, footsteps, and other unexplained noises. The remote location and eerie atmosphere of the ruins add to the site's unsettling presence. Some have reported seeing shadowy figures moving through the monastery's halls, while others have felt an intense chill in the air. The Abbey's connection to both religious history and supernatural legends makes it a popular destination for those interested in exploring haunted sites. The Abbey of Carta remains an enduring symbol of the haunting mysteries that linger in Europe's ancient ruins. Number 15. The Island of the Dolls. The Island of the Dolls, or La Isla de las Muñecas, is one of the most unsettling places in the world, located near Mexico City. The island's eerie reputation stems from its tragic history and the presence of hundreds of creepy dolls. The story begins with the discovery of a young girl's body in the canal, prompting the island's caretaker, Don Julian Santana Barrera, to hang a doll in her memory. However, after this act, he began to experience disturbing hauntings, and the dolls were said to be haunted by the girl's spirit. Over the years, Don Julian collected more dolls, covering the island with them. His mysterious death in the same canal only added to the eerie allure of the site. Today, the Island of the Dolls attracts tourists and paranormal enthusiasts, all hoping to uncover the mysteries behind the dolls and the spirit that still roams the island. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more interesting content like this.